Clinton's Super Tuesday strategy, all you need to do is look at her travel schedule.
I am so happy to be in Atlanta, to be back in Arkansas, to be in Pine Bluff. Hello, Virginia! I can't tell you how excited I am to be in Boston. Hello, Nashville!
Clinton is hoping to win in all of these states and more. Her greatest strength is in the South, where she has significant support from African American voters. But her campaign is even trying to compete in Sanders' home state of Vermont, where Clinton has zero chance of winning. The reason? For Clinton, wins are nice, but delegates are more important. Jen Palmieri is the campaign's communications director. Even if you don't win the state, you can pick up delegates there. And even if you're confident you're going to win the state, you might want to spend more time there so you pick up even more delegates, because ultimately that's what's going to mean you get the nomination. As for Clinton's closing argument, after 11 months on the trail, Clinton finally has a message her campaign believes is resonating with Democratic voters.
You know, America never stopped being great. We need to make America whole again.
Clinton started using the Make It Whole line over the weekend.
And the way we will do that is to break down all the barriers. The barriers that stand in the way of America living up to its potential and every single American living up to his or hers. That's what my campaign is about.
As Clinton delivers her stump speech, you can't help but hear subtle jabs at the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump. Palmieri doesn't deny it. What she's saying is she wants to break down barriers and not put up more walls. And that's an effective articulation of her overall message, and I guess it happens to contrast with Donald Trump as well. At the same time, Clinton is now barely mentioning her primary opponent, Bernie Sanders. Tamara Keith, NPR News, Norfolk, Virginia.
And in China, a real estate tycoon, often compared to Donald Trump, has been challenging the communist establishment. He's triggered a debate about media and freedom of speech. He had 37 million followers on China's equivalent of Twitter until authorities recently shut down all his social media accounts and threatened more punishment. Here's NPR's Anthony Kuhn in Beijing.
On February 19th, President Xi Jinping paid visits to China's top 3 official media outlets in a bid to cement his control over the media and the message. He told crowds of cheering journalists that all content in all of China's media has to reflect the ruling Communist Party's point of view. That's when tycoon Ren Zhiqiang piped up. He suggested in a microblog posting that if the Communist Party wants to promote its propaganda, it should pay for it with party dues, not taxpayer money. Ren had previously called China's state television broadcaster the dumbest pig on earth and gotten away with it. But Beijing Foreign Studies University media expert Qiao Mo says this time is different. If he had just criticized the system abstractly, he might have been okay, he says. But because he expressed an opinion different from the top leaders, he got in trouble. Party pundits and other commentators pounced on Ren and anyone who came to his defense. "Down with conspirators, adventurists, and capitalist plotters," shrieked one official media headline. This sort of shrill jargon harks back to the political violence of China's Cultural Revolution in the 1960s and 70s. Beijing-based media scholar Zhang Jiang says that although media may use this language, most Chinese agree that there's no going back.
The language takes this form, but there's no content to it. People are certainly worried about a return to the Cultural Revolution, but I think that will be very difficult.
Qiao Mo notes that Ren Zhiqiang remains influential in China's business community, and so far authorities have given him little more than a rap on the knuckles. Deleting your posts and accounts is all too common, he says. I've had a dozen or so accounts deleted over the past decade. I just create new ones. Qiao says that at worst, Ren Zhiqiang may be kicked out of the Communist Party. He adds that many people share Ren's views, even if their comments are quickly scrubbed away. Anthony Kuhn, NPR News, Beijing.
WNYC receives support from Adelphi University, hosting a graduate open house March 5th in Garden City, an opportunity to learn about programs and scholarship opportunities in business, social work, and more. Registration at adelphi.edu/grad.
You're listening to Morning Edition on WNYC, and this is WNYC's Winter Membership Drive. Thank you so much if you've done your part. If you haven't done it yet, today is a special day because you have the opportunity to become a sustaining member during the first ever $10 Tuesday. You know, sustaining members are so important because they help WNYC keep financially strong and able to bring you the accurate and credible news that you value. So you can join this special group of committed listeners right now who make a difference in our community. $10 makes a big impact when all of us do our part. So do make your sustaining membership today. It takes just a couple minutes of your time at 1-888-376-9692 or at WNYC.org. Good morning, I'm Satirius Johnson. With me this morning, WNYC's Richard Haig. Good morning, Satirius. And Richard, not only is it $10 Tuesday, but we have another great reason to spend a couple of minutes right now to support WNYC.
So you know what to do in the trenches, you know what to do with the French army. So you're gonna have to give them eventually. What's he gonna do in the French army? No one has more resilience or matches my practical tactical brilliance. You want to fight for your land back? I need my right hand man back. Yes, your right hand man back.
Well, guess what? Satirius and I are very upset that we cannot win this, but we do have 4 pairs of tickets to the hottest show on Broadway right now, Hamilton. That will go to 4 lucky WNYC listener members, hopefully. We need to hear from you today to get your name entered to win. We do have 4 pairs of Central Orchestra tickets to Hamilton for a performance between June 15th and August 31st. You choose the date. If you call us or visit our website and make a pledge, you'll be automatically entered to win a pair. If you're a sustaining member to WNYC, you're already entered. 1-888-376-9692 is the telephone number. The web address is WNYC.org.
Takes just a couple minutes of your time to do your part at whatever level is comfortable for you. Why not make it a $10 pledge right now, because today is $10 Tuesday. Do it this morning. Get your name entered into this giveaway. You could be one of the 4 lucky winners who's going to win a pair of tickets to Hamilton, one of the hardest tickets to get in the city right now. 1-888-376-9692 or WNYC.org. You know, you are a partner with WNYC. Every day we do the best job we can to bring you radio programs that are informative and enjoyable, but we can't do it without your support. Listener support is WNYC's most important and reliable source of funding. We are committed to you, and now we're asking you to commit to us. You can do it in just a couple of minutes of your time at 1-888-376-9692 or WNYC.org.
Support for NPR comes from WNYC members and from Jones Day, an integrated partnership collaboratively providing legal services for more than a century. 42 offices, 5 continents, serving clients as one firm worldwide. Learn more at jonesday.com. And Chipotle, committed to serving responsibly sourced ingredients prepared with classic cooking techniques, like chicken marinated in Chipotle pepper adobo and then grilled. Chipotle.
You're listening to Morning Edition on WNYC. The top political advisor to the billionaire Koch brothers is joining the Marco Rubio campaign. It's the latest move in what's become fierce opposition to Donald Trump by the Koch brothers, who are credited with helping to create the Tea Party movement. Even though Ted Cruz had been expected to be the candidate of the loosely organized Tea Party, Trump is making serious inroads. WNYC's Janet Babin reports on why the Koch brothers plan to create a grassroots movement to serve their interests is backfiring.
Just throw a stone, and you're likely to hit a Republican voter who's fed up with establishment party candidates.
I have faith in none of them.
This is Scott Fertitta. I met him at Mike's Unicorn Diner on Staten Island.
Good, please. The food could be good. From the door catcher to the congressman to any of the other politicians, to actually do anything, to actually be able to fix anything, to even do what they say. I kind of even doubt that a lot of them are sincere in even what they're saying.
Fertitta's grabbing a coffee at the diner ahead of his weekend weight session at the gym. The 44-year-old cast his first presidential ballot for Ross Perot, the third-party candidate who ran in the 1990s. More recently, he's found political solidarity with the Staten Island Tea Party. Fertitta's a Polish-Italian Catholic. He's got a wife and a kid and works in import-export logistics.
I see the piers, I see the stacks of empty shipping containers going back to China unloaded. I see the effect of that. So when Donald Trump says, I'm for free trade, but I want fair trade, that speaks to me.
Like Fertitta, a lot of former Tea Party members in New York and New Jersey say they're leaning towards Trump. When the Tea Party first emerged after Barack Obama took office in 2009, its members saw themselves as grassroots and anti-establishment. But all along, the Tea Party was receiving indirect support from deep-pocketed national organizations like Americans for Prosperity, the political group fueled by Charles and David Koch. The billionaires capitalized on the anger of voters. But the irony here is that now that political base is turning against the Koch's ideas and may have greenlit the path for Donald Trump. That doesn't surprise Harvard University professor Theda Skocpol, who wrote a book about the Tea Party.
A lot of the people that we interviewed back in 2011 and 12, I suspect they are supporting Trump.
Skocpol calls this divide in the Republican Party the Koch effect. Charles and David Koch support politicians who favor the easy flow of cheap labor and the ultra-free trade policies that can boost corporate profits. Skocpol says their political organization, Americans for Prosperity, functions almost like a third political party.
We've done some empirical work that shows that this ultra-free market party to the right of the Republicans has pulled Republican politicians into unpopular positions on a lot of things.
Trump appeals to Tea Partiers because he opposes the Kochs on some of those positions. He wants to stop free trade to bring back U.S. jobs and slow immigration.
For the most part, by a long shot, the Tea Party is supporting Donald Trump.
That's former New Jersey Tea Party organizer Barbara Gonzalez, who says she likes Trump because he's self-funding his campaign.
Every one of those other candidates are beholden to either the GOP or the lobbyists and special interests.
So Gonzalez spurned Ted Cruz, another one-time Tea Party favorite. Trump's stance on immigration is another issue where the New York billionaire diverges from the Koch billionaires and their political organization. His nativism gives Trump a place in history alongside populists like segregationist George Wallace.
We're gonna vote for Wallace come election day.
It's reminiscent of the 1968 presidential campaign. That's when Wallace ran as a third-party candidate, using fear and anger about black civil rights to split both parties.
But I want to tell these national parties this: they're going to find out there are a lot of rednecks come November 5th in this country, and
Wallace's third party didn't last, but Professor Daniel Schlossman at Johns Hopkins University says it did create new factions that are still in place today.
What Wallace does is to break those deep ancestral ties to the Republican Party. The 1970s, you see a lot of split ticket voting. These voters are voting different ways. Maybe they're still Democrats if they like conservative Democrats for Congress. They're voting for Republican presidents.
It was a major realignment of the parties. Democrats lost the South and gained black and liberal voters. The Republicans built a conservative coalition that held until the arrival first of the Tea Party and then of Donald Trump.
We're gonna do the wall, and by the way, who's gonna pay for the wall? Mexico's gonna pay for the wall.
The coalition is evaporating, and Donald Trump appears now to be building something new in its place. For WNYC, I'm Janet Babin.
And coming up on Morning Edition, ahead of today's Super Tuesday primaries, Hillary Clinton has been rallying in an increasingly confident mode. Polls show her racing toward the nomination. Minnesota Senator Al Franken has worked with both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, and like most of the Democratic establishment, he's throwing his weight behind Hillary Clinton. We'll have more on that in the next hour. And later tonight, WNYC will have complete coverage of the Super Tuesday primaries beginning at 7 this evening. Brian Lehrer kicks things off with a live call-in special, then hear primary results and analysis from NPR throughout the evening. It's going to be mostly sunny today, getting up into the mid-40s. Then tonight, some periods of rain, especially late tonight, with lows overnight in the lower 40s. Then tomorrow, we'll wake up to periods of rain in the morning, turning mostly sunny in the afternoon with highs in the upper 40s, then dropping to the lower 40s later in the day. Right now, it is clear, 40 degrees in Central Park, coming up on 7:52.
WNYC is supported by the Charles H. Repson Foundation, because a great city needs an informed and engaged public. More information at repsonfoundation.org.
Hi, I'm Brian Lehrer.
And I'm Nancy Solomon, WNYC's editor for the 2016 elections.
Elections are an important inflection point in the ongoing conversation about the future of our democracy.
If you believe election coverage should illuminate and connect ideas,
and reporters should uncover more than who just said the most shocking thing, then please consider a contribution to WNYC right now. You rely on us for in-depth, independent election coverage.
And we rely on you. Here's how to help.
It's just 2 minutes of your time right now at 1-888-376-9692 or at WNYC.org. This is WNYC's Winter Membership Drive, and today is $10 Tuesday. Celebrate the power of giving $10 a month. $10 that create new shows like Death, Sex, and Money. $10 that help bring you Morning Edition and All Things Considered every day. $10 that we need to bring you all of your favorite programs. Become a WNYC sustaining member right now with your $10 a month contribution. It takes just a couple minutes of your time at 1-888-376-9692 or at WNYC.org. Good morning, I'm Satirius Johnson, and with me this morning, WNYC's Richard Haig.
Satirius, good morning.
And we have, you're listening at such a great time. Not only is it $10 Tuesday, but we have another special event going on right now.
Oh, Alexander Hamilton, I have soldiers that will yield for you. If we manage to get this right, they'll surrender my early life. The world will never be.
Have you tried to get tickets to Hamilton on Broadway? Well, we can help out perhaps because we have 4 pairs of Center Orchestra tickets for a performance between June 15th and August 31st, and we're giving them away to anyone who is lucky to win by calling 1-888-376-9692 or when you go to WNYC.org, and hopefully you'll make a pledge. You'll support WNYC for another year and you'll get in on this giveaway. Maybe you will win a pair of tickets to Hamilton, performance of your choice between June 15th and August 31st, but we need to hear from you today, and we're hoping that you will call us up and get your name entered at 1-888-376-9692 or WNYC.org.
It is so easy to become a member at whatever level is comfortable for you. Today is $10 Tuesday. Alexander Hamilton happens to be on the $10 bill. It's a nice coincidence, so it's kind of Hamilton Tuesday. You can do your part and help WNYC, bring you the programs that you rely on for another year. Programs like Morning Edition and All Things Considered and the Brian and Leonard shows and Fresh Air and This American Life. Everything you turn to WNYC for is made possible through your support. So think about how much you rely on WNYC, then go over to the phone, go over to the website, and do your part. 1-888-376-9692 or at WNYC.org. This Hamilton ticket giveaway is ending today, so we really need to hear from you right now while you're thinking about it if you want to get in on it. 1-888-376-9692 or WNYC.org.
You start your day with Morning Edition here on WNYC because you care about news that's relevant to you. Think about the voices that you hear. These are voices that you know and that you trust and that you rely upon. They focus on the topics that make up the fabric of our lives here in New York, and it's one of the reasons why you're listening to more of Morning Edition, and it's the reason we need your financial support right now. We ask that you make your contribution today for all the mornings that you count on WNYC and NPR News. 1-888-376-9692 or WNYC.org.
The road trip. So excited. Here, I brought food. Nice. I took care of the mixtapes. Cool. Check it out. Just call 1-888-376-WNYC. Or you can go online to WNYC. Is this last year's pledge drive? Yep. Awesome. Listen to this.
Well, one possibility is a WNYC tote bag.
Is that Sarah Fishko talking about totes? Where did you find this? I know someone who's cousins with Richard Haig's neighbor's dog walker. You haven't even heard the best one. Get ready to have your mind blown.
At WNYC, we're always there for you.
Early Satirius? Are you serious?
Becoming a member of WNYC is the single most effective way to support the radio you're crazy about without being all crazy about it.
And thank you for taking the time to pledge. We appreciate your support.
Whoa.
Yes, we still appreciate your support during our winter fundraiser here at WNYC in the year 2016. We also are reminding you that we